Thanks to Lee there, of course. And as we bring you to our health slot for this Wednesday morning, one of the contributing things, even though, we don't have stats to speak to that when it comes to traffic and accidents and people just behaving badly on the road, we always summarize by saying he or she must be stressed. And we say it, like we're joking as if it doesn't mean anything. But exactly what is a stress and how does it manifest itself? Actually, a lot of people are under a lot of strain in this country, and it manifests in all sorts of things that we see, from road rage to how people just snap in offices. And you might be walking in the shopping mall doing something and you see someone and then they say something that is untoward and you ask yourself, what is happening? Well, those could be signs of stress, amongst other things. And of course, Bridget Edwards, whose book I'm holding this morning, caught up with Faith Mangope to actually talk about that in relation to your health. It's going to be a very interesting piece. Check it out.
Now, according to a Bloomberg study, South Africa is the second most stressed nation in the world, and this is after Nigeria. The question being now is, are we wearing our stress like a badge? What is causing South Africa to be so stressed? And better yet, how to apply practical solutions to decrease our stress level and better cope in the new year? Now, to help us do just that, we are joined by emotional change catalyst Bridget Edwards, who is also an author as well as a motivational speaker. Bridget, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's a real pleasure, Faith. It's lovely to be here with you. Thank you.
South Africa is said to be the second stressed country in the world, and this is after Nigeria. Why are we so stressed?
In South Africa, we have many things. Firstly, that Bloomberg study that was done was around things like the GDP per capita. It also was our homicide rate, taking into consideration unemployment as well. And there were a number of different aspects that they shared. But actually, in South Africa, we have a lot of stress. And I think, in fact, let me reiterate that worldwide, there's a lot more stress. I think people are under a lot of pressure to perform, regardless of whether you're performing at a very low level or you're a CEO of an organization. There's a huge burden on people's shoulders. Life is expensive today. There's huge costs that people are being burdened with. And then on top of that, we've got things like social media, where we are being bombarded with information all the time. And that is exhausting for people to deal with. I mean, you've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all these things that we're trying to do. Then we bring family into the mix. We bring work into the mix. We bring our traffic into the mix. There are so many things that are stressing people today. And the list is endless. Each of us actually feels stress in different ways. It's also according to our ability to cope with that overload and that burden. So stress is unique to each individual. I can't compare the way I perceive my stress to the way you would perceive your stress. It's unique to both of us and to everyone else at the same time. And that's what makes stress so difficult to discern and even to define, because it is so different for each individual.
Now, what are the signs and the symptoms of stress?
Firstly, we all carry our stress differently. So for many of us, we'll feel it on our neck and shoulders. It feels tense. I tend to carry my stress in my stomach, and a lot of people do, which is why stress typically will cause people a lot of stomach problems. Others, we get heart palpitations, so the heart starts beating faster. For other people, they might feel their throat restricts and changes. Some people even get headaches and migraines as a result. It's different and it's unique for everybody, but there are definitely those telltale signs. And each of us know when we are stressed. We can physically feel it. The body tenses. And that is a symptom of stress. So listen to what your body is telling you. So one of the things I go into in my book is sharing with people to actually listen. Understand what your body is telling you. This is not some robot that we have. It's actually our vehicle through life. So if we learn to understand what our body is sharing with us, we can be so much further down the road to actually stopping and preventing stress from taking hold and destroying our lives.